One. I think we're late. Are we late, everybody? Yeah, I know I'm late. No excuses today, I was just late. We had technical difficulties, I guess, but yeah, it doesn't really count. Hello, everybody. We are back on this beautiful February 5th, 2025. I hope everyone's having a great day. I'm having a great day myself. And we are joined by Real Texan Politics and Mr. John.
Hello.
Hello.
The usual suspects. So, there's a lot to get to today. We got to talk with the Gaza stuff that happened yesterday. What Trump is doing with that. We got to talk with the bombshell political report that dropped like 2 hours ago. There's a lot to get to today. But before we get into it, don't forget to like, subscribe, share with your friends. And of course, join the channel today. These are all great ways to support the daily content. And if you have any questions, concerns, comments, or just want to support the channel even further, best way is sending super chats via the chat. Again, I'll read through as much chat as possible, but usually super chat's the best way your question's answered. And already we had a couple super chats to read through. Who's the first one? Gotta pull this up. M for 20. I think he's throwing this out here as a quasi-threat. I don't think it intends for us to invest money directly or have troops get paid, get people out. It's a negotiation tactic to force the other Arab countries to act. So for those that live under a rock, Trump had Netanyahu yesterday at the White House, and during it, he said something very interesting where they basically said that they're going to take over the Gaza Strip, or America is. Now, I want John to speak first because he's kind of usually the smarter one when it comes to stuff. So
I'm the intellectual, as Luke says. Okay, yeah, no.
Intellectual.
So there's key details to parse out of this situation, and we don't know the full extent of what Trump was saying, but here are very important pieces of what he said. Number one, multiple times yesterday, he was confronted about the fact of relocating the Gazans, where a woman was speaking to him at his desk, and she said, well, if you want to relocate all of the Gazans and you're trying to get rich people in Egypt or Jordan to take them, they've already said they don't want them. And if you don't know the historical context behind that, it's because every single time this has happened in the past where we wanted to relocate some of these people, they caused a giant shitstorm wherever they went. And so the people that actually live in Jordan and Egypt don't want the Palestinians. Now, Trump, in his his own eclectic way, he wiggled his eyebrow and he told the woman, I'll make them, essentially. And so he has this idea that he's going to relocate 1.8 million Gazans with the help of affluent Arabs. And they have to move anyways because, as he stated, Gaza is uninhabitable. He made the claim yesterday that he believes Gaza will be uninhabitable for 10 to 15 years. So these 1.8 million people need to be put somewhere else anyways. And so his idea is to do development projects for multiple communities for the Gazans in neighboring countries by rich Arabs, funded by rich Arabs, and build them big, beautiful houses and communities that are so good that, quote, they won't want to come back. Okay, so that's the first piece of the puzzle. The entire premise of this, which differentiates it from every nation building scheme that's happened in the past, is that Trump wants to remove the native population. Hello, Andrew Jackson. Not like, but I know it wasn't Jackson's fault, but it's a good punchline. But the main thing is that that makes it very different from any of the other projects we've tried in the Middle East. He wants to build an entirely new country there. He wants, quote, long-term ownership. Now, ownership has not been defined as a U.S. state territory or if we're going to own all of the operations conducting it. But what it sounds like to me, and we'll get clarification later, is that during the cleanup and after the cleanup when we're rebuilding Gaza, which is going to happen inevitably. I know some people were like, why can't we clean up our own place first? Listen, dude, the Gaza cleanup's going to happen, but it's like we're going to take care of our own people first. It's just going to take decades. It's going to take 10, 15 years for the Gaza mess to be cleaned up before they can even start building stuff. So don't worry about It overshadowing North Carolina, overshadowing California.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, John, but we got breaking news out of the Senate. So I read a super
Yeah, go
chat,
ahead.
and I'll read the others later. But Spike just said for two, Breaking McConnell fell down the Senate stairs. And yeah, he fell down the freaking stairs.
Again.
Yeah, he just fell down
Again.
the stairs. And
Oh.
apparently senators had to help him up, according to Punchbowl News. Kevin Coolidge Project is reporting this. Sorry, I had to interrupt you. This is kind of big.
Real quick on McConnell, isn't it just a shame that if we did actually get him, replaced and he retired because he obviously is too old to do his own job, Governor Andy Bashir would probably replace him with someone awful. So it's like we can't really replace him, can we, until the election actually comes up?
I don't know. So, yeah, it looks like he's fine, but he had to get help from Mark Wayne Mullen. Just retire, dude. This is stupid.
Retire. Nancy Pelosi needs to retire. McConnell needs to retire. Both of these people have been sustaining injuries that normal people do not sustain because they cannot physically.
Yeah, I mean,
they physically can't do their job.
All right. I guess a good time to do super chats real quick. A glitch EV for 2. The witch hunt is forever and never ends. Yeah, it's never gonna end. A glitch EV for 2. The Gaza nation building is in America first. Well, like John was saying, it's not really the usual nation building like usually.
Right. So I was gonna go through. I'm really trying to make the distinctions clear. First one, the native population is just gone. The second thing, he's opening investment from everybody in the local area. He says he wants people, quote, from all over to come to Gaza, which means, and if you don't understand that speak, he wants a bunch of investors from Dubai and the UAE and from Saudi Arabia. He wants everybody from the Arab plate that has a lot of money to come over and build like basically a resort in the Gaza Strip because it's very good beachfront property. So this is the second distinction, which is a lot of Gazan development may in fact be revenue for the United States, but we may be trying to haul investors in from other countries. So that's a very important thing to keep in mind too.
Yeah, Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
Probably like, I don't know, Kuwait or UAE, Qatar, Bahrain.
Correct mode for 2. I'm implementing the 69% tariff. You're late again. Yeah, I know. Ronald Garcia for 5. Eric Turner just got confirmed as a new HUD secretary, 55 to 45. Fetterman and Welch voted for it? Why Welch?
I mean, Fetterman not surprising, but Welch is insane.
That's weird. Billy McJobrick for 10. National Security Advisor Mike Waltz confirms that Trump's proposal to take over Gaza is meant to pressure neighboring Arab countries to come up with their own solution. Okay, that explains it then.
Yeah.
Okay. I agree. I agree with that sentiment.
Well, it's just like, because the way Trump sounded, it's like, wait, this doesn't sound right. But I guess, yeah, so I got actually pulled up now. So yeah, I guess Waltz, he went to CBS or stuff like this morning, and he clarified that this is more of like a threat. It's like, okay, if you idiots can't do it, like it sounds like also Israel, that if you idiots cannot figure this out, we're just gonna do it ourselves. Which, again, I'm not.
Well, would have just basically done the rest of it.
Well, think about everything I just propped up. Basically, Trump is talking about long-term owning the Gaza Strip, developing it, and making a bunch of money off of it. Now, Arabs, while they don't always they're not always very productive people. They work like 1 day a week. These rich Arabs that already make money doing the exact same thing they do in other places in the Middle East plate that they could be doing in the Gaza Strip, they will realize, wait a second, I don't want Trump and his companies and the Americans to make a bunch of money off of this piece of what's basically our land. We're going to go develop it. And this is like, yeah, so it makes perfect sense what Mike Waltz is saying.
Yeah, and again, this kind of debunks the idea this was like the grand conspiracy crap, like the usual suspects were pushing. Well, it's just...
Right.
No, go on. I was done.
I was going to bring up, there's a really great article that I'm just going to kind of dump inside of chat right now from Conundrum Cluster, or Mystery Grove that many know him on Twitter. And it's explaining, listen, in this situation, you really just want to support Trump. You really want to be behind Trump. All of this conspiratorial stuff, like, I have this higher order principle system where I just hate Jews, and like that's like my main morality in life because I no longer believe in the education system because they've been lying to me my whole life, and so I'm going to believe a bunch of things that the third worlders told me because, like, I believe them more than I believe my high school history teacher. Look, listen, you got to get real. You've got to get real, guys. This is just a bunch of nonsense. If you have to understand that supporting Trump means that your life will get better, and if in any way that you don't support Trump or any way that you help the liberals, you're making your life worse. And if you just don't understand that basic dichotomy of your life and you don't get behind it, you're going to fail. And so what Mystery Grove's point mainly is that all of these people who talk about this is a Jewish psyop to get Netanyahu, he's going to control the Gaza Strip, blah, 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 doesn't even like correlate to what Trump is doing. You look at Bibi's like face during the conference, he's like really freaking confused the whole time. Like he doesn't understand what on earth Trump is saying. And like he says like these very, very, very strange and out of the box views is they're really going to help Gaza. Look, yeah, obviously Bibi doesn't want a hotbed of people that 72% of which support Hamas terrorism to be south of his border. So like that's obviously a really important part. He doesn't want in the southwest of his country just a hotbed of terrorists to continue existing. That's why he likes the idea. But it doesn't mean that we're aiding and abetting Jews just because we don't want the same stupid freaking conflict to happen 20 years from now, 30 years from now. And to anybody, especially that super chatter, to anybody who disagrees with me, I ask you, come up with a fucking solution that actually makes sense, because you can't. Because none of you have ever provided an actual solution. And Trump is providing a very eclectic, very out of the box, very left field solution. You guys can't even think of one, so shut up. Just shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I mean, just like, that's the whole point. It's like, come with a solution right now. I can't think of one. It's like, when you think more about it, it's like, wait a minute. There's two alternatives. Either you let Israel just take it all, which I don't think these people want, and
Could definitely not
bomb the shit out of it, or you have a war that starts at 10 years anyways. So what's the point? What's the freaking point? What's the difference? Why can't we just like make the air?
If Israel wanted to like eat the Gaza Strip, then they would have done different things when they were assaulting them. They wouldn't have destroyed every single building. They wouldn't have turned it into a giant fucking landfill. Do you guys understand how conquering like territory works? You don't destroy everything that you're about to conquer. You like keep the buildings intact. You try to keep the facilities working. You try to keep all the all the electricity and plumbing and everything. No, Israel just wanted it gone. They just wanted it gone. And yes, you can consider that ethnic cleansing. I consider it ethnic cleansing. It's okay. It's horrible, but you need to be an adult and you need to process things as an adult. And that sometimes means not accepting horrible things that happen, but acknowledging that they're going to happen and that you have to maneuver around them and create solutions irrespective of the horrible things you're looking at happening. And that's what Trump's doing.
My guess what's going to happen is you're going to see like Jordan, like Saudi Arabia. They're just going to like deal with it. That's my guess. They're just gonna get those like Saudi Arabia,
maybe
Jordan,
maybe Egypt.
Yeah, Lebanon maybe. They'd be like, okay, screw this. We'll just do it ourselves. Which is like the fact that they're being basically forced to actually do their damn jobs. What does that tell you, by the way? It's like they're being basically forced to. It's like, yeah, you're being forced against your will because why? I don't know. I don't get why they're like so stubborn about it. If this is such a big issue for them, why don't they just accept it and just deal with it themselves?
They just don't want to deal with the Gazans, and basically Trump is being like, oh, no, you don't get an option there. I'm going to make you deal with the Gazans. I'm going to make you build them things. They are not going to exist in Gaza, and if you don't take care of them, I'm going to block them all out of Gaza with American troops while I build a bunch of fucking casinos. Now, do you want to build the casinos, Mr. Saudi Arabian Prince, or do you want me to build the casinos, you dumb motherfucker? Now go rebuild Gaza, you stupid piece of shit.
Damn, you're on fire today.
Well, like, you have to think about it. Just like, stop interpreting everything Trump does in bad fucking faith. Stop interpreting Trump as if he's some sort of fucking Mossad agent. Yes, Trump owns businesses in Israel. Yes, his daughter is married to a fucking Jew. Yes, he put on the funny hat and he prayed at the wall like every other American politician. Yes, he did all of those things. But I am sick and fucking tired of all of these dialogues being dominated by completely clueless mid-wit pieces of shit that do nothing but sit on their fat asses online and complain about Jews and everything while trying to actively destroy our country. They tried to keep us from getting Donald Trump elected. They tried to make our lives fucking miserable by giving 30 million illegals amnesty through Kamala Harris's presidency, and they deny it, and they deny it, and they cope and cope and cope. But if you got your way, that's exactly what would have fucking happened. So get in fucking line and get behind Trump. I am sick and tired of you motherfuckers.
Holy shit! Holy shit!
Man.
John Rose, ladies and gentlemen.
It's the Jews! It's the Jews! Shut up! Be a fucking adult for once.
Okay, I'm just gonna read some super chats while you calm down. Alright. Superior Carolina for 2. I support Trump in this endeavor. Think about it more, I agree with it. Yeah, I support him. K-Cup for 2. Bashir replacing Mitch is swapping crap with poop, basically. But he has to pick a Republican, so. Life of Ryan for 5. McConnell's, and the geronocracy. I've been an advocate of the banana peel revolution forever. That's real. American Nerd for 10. Pam Bondi, after being sworn in as Attorney General, I will restore integrity to the Justice Department, and I will fight violent crime throughout this country and throughout the world to make America safe again. W for Pam Bondi. Cole Langdon for 10. This is obviously a psyop by Netanyahu to take the land. It'll cause more problems by Iran in the future because Netanyahu wants regime change. There too. They should build already kind of idiotic. Well, again, John explained it. It's not really what's happening here. American Nerd for 2. HUD's guy's name is Scott Turner, not Eric Turner. Excuse me. A Glitch Evie for 2. Witch Hunt, El Green impeachment. Yeah, El Green's doing his shit. So.
It's not gonna pass. They don't have the vote for it.
If again, I'm not going to get into another rant, but if the Jews want it, if this is all a plan, it's a psyop to get the Jews to take the land. Why is Trump gaslighting all of the rich Arabs into developing the land? That's not Jews. That's rich Arabs. They want to make another fucking Dubai. Trump called it the Riviera. He's going to develop it into an economic land where there's a bunch of resorts and a bunch of white Europeans go on vacation there. Just fucking, just think about it for longer than 5 seconds. Okay, I'm done.
So true.
So true. Yeah. Walk talk for 5. In the words of Haitian migrants, I had to go back to Haiti. Biden forever, bro. Thank Obama for everything he did for me, bro. That's real. Dustin Carter for 2. Are we against U.S. imperial expansion, Greenland, Canada? Well, no. It's like what Trump is doing is he's saying like, okay, we basically own Greenland without the amount of money we've given Denmark in like 50 years. Just take it. Same thing with Canada. Their military is funded by us. So why should we just bend over for them? No, they should do whatever we want. That's what Trump's policy is. It's just common sense. American Nerd for 3. America shouldn't be involved in the Middle East. Yeah, depends. Candidate for 2. F Trump for trying, F Trump for not trying. Well, that's exactly what people are doing. They complain that Trump's doing too much, and then he complains he's not doing enough. You can't win with these people. So... K-Cup for 2. Give the super chat to John, please, round. But yeah.
No, that's a really good point, though. Think about what any other scenario that could have happened today, because the talk between Bibi and Trump was always going to happen. Trump was always going to be pro-Israel. What did you want out of that conference? What did you want out of that talk? Did you want a 2-state solution that's going to blow up in 20, 30 years? What did you want? And if anybody in chat or if anybody on Twitter can tell me what the fuck they wanted Trump to do, then I will accept it. But none of you actually have solutions. You just have bitching, moaning, complaining. I'm telling you to shut up.
Yeah. American Nerd for 2. John is cooking today. He is. Mandorin for 5. I remember hearing someone saying that Trump was Netanyahu's bitch. I'm just saying what I'm hearing, not saying I believe it, trust I don't. Well, because freaking the freaking chair thing, it's like, dude, Trump clearly looked pissed off. He just kind of shoved the chair there. It's like, if people are overanalyzing that, I mean, it's unbelievable. Unfreaking believable. All right. Let's see. Whoever is talking is cooking. That's John. That's John Rose. Go follow him on Twitter, everybody. All right. But yeah, so the whole Gaza stuff again, like, my only concern is I don't want American troops dying over there. That's my one concern of this, because you're going to Gaza. That's a shit show about to happen. But I understand what Trump is trying to do. You just gotta be careful with it. And I trust Trump way more than I would say Biden, obviously. So,
it's really funny with the Jewish psyop thing, because like people were talking about the chair push thing you just talked about. Other people also posted the picture of JD Vance with some, like, I think either Hasidic or Orthodox Jews or whatever, and they were like, "This is the new right wing. This is the new Republican Party," and like the only message behind it is Jews. But like what's really funny is if you look at the video that JD Vance is talking to the Hasidic Jews in, he's basically convincing them of magic dirt theory. He's like, "Hey, it's like we got to restrict immigration, Mr. Sheckelstein, because if we don't, we'll have more anti-Semites in the country." And he's like, "Oh, yes, I guess we must reduce immigration." Well, you guys don't know how to win. You're stupid.
Oh, apparently Mitch fell twice.
He fell twice?
Wow.
Bruh.
Anyways.
All right, Dustin Carter for 2. Should we integrate Greenland/Canada's U.S. territories? That's what Trump wants to do. The hemorrhoid. Oh gosh, what's the full name again? Oh jeez, what's his hemorrhoid something? But freaking yeah, there we go. The hemorrhoid strikes back for 2. I definitely want Snick to be proven wrong on this. Yeah, I mean, like, well, the problem is just think for 5 seconds. It's like, this doesn't make any sense. Why would Israel want America to take it over? Israel wants that land. What? It's like, why would they want that?
Well, Israel would basically just bulldoze the rest of it, and I don't know. And then America would actually try to rebuild it, or well, I don't even know if it's really America doing it. It's mainly Egypt and Saudi Arabia and Kuwait and all that.
I think Trump's vision, Israel's vision, I think, for Gaza is for there just to be a giant blank parking lot, like nothing there. Maybe they park some like jets or something there, but like they don't want anything to exist there, and they just don't want the people to exist there. And Trump's vision is, okay, we'll save the people, we'll build them places to live, and then we'll fill the Gaza Strip with Jew-friendly Arabs that are just there to make a bunch of money off of stupid European tourists. Like, that's what he's trying to make happen, and that's what he wants. He, like, instead of long-term, like, he says, I'm threatening to long-term own this piece of land, but wink wink, hey Saudi Arabia, hey Dubai, hey UAE, blink 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 blink, they're sitting there being like, do you guys want to like invest in here and maybe build it up and do exactly what I'm doing, except you get all the money from the condos and the casinos? That's basically what we're talking about.
The most ironic thing is this might be the best solution for permanent peace. Because if you just make it the next Dubai, I mean, it's not going to make it perfect there, but, like, it should prevent any more, like, full-scale conflicts, at least. So...
Yeah, I mean, like, it'll be a different version of bad. It'll be a tax shelter for, evil people. It'll be... a money-making machine for evil people.
Dubai for the Mediterranean.
Yeah, but yeah. So it's literally like, no matter how you look at it, that's a better circumstance than what we're currently in. So and it's also, like I said, Trump is actually thinking of a very strange way to bring about permanent peace, which is to simply remove the people, 80% of which want to viciously murder and destroy the state of Israel, from the state of Israel. And I know many people don't like Israel. They don't like the persecutions against Christians that Israel's participated in, the bombing of the hospitals, blah, 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 blah. Whatever issue you have with Israel, this is the political reality. This is the real politique, guys. Guess what? Get ready. Israel was never going to be destroyed. Israel was never going to be eliminated. And that's not because of God. It's not because of providence, like the evangelical boomers say. It's because there's too many countries on the world stage that want Israel to exist, that will pay for Israel to exist, and that will send troops to keep Israel existing. That's the same thing. It's not just us. It's a lot of countries around the world. It's a lot of rich people. Israel was going to continue existing. And the Gazans, whose only objective for the vast majority of them is for Israel to disappear, the only peaceful solution was going to be them no longer living next to Israel.
All right.
So
American Nerd for 3. Trump's classic art of the deal at play here. I mean, if Trump can actually do this, where it's like Saudi Arabia is like, screw it, we'll just take it off your hands. Hey, I think that's a win for everybody, and we don't lose anybody. I mean, how are people gonna complain about that? If Saudi Arabia gets it and they just make sure it's like the next Dubai, is anyone gonna really complain about that?
Maybe some of the native Palestinians, but
They might. I don't know.
And probably like the pro-Palestine rioters in America, but
yeah, but people with common sense are like, wait, that's the better solution. It's not perfect, but
they want Palestine to have the entirety of Israel.
Oh, I know.
And probably also the Golan Heights and Sinai Peninsula and et cetera, et cetera.
Jacob 5. If Harris were president, American troops would be dead in Ukraine, the Middle East already. Trust Trump, he's playing 70 hungry hippo right now. Well, I mean, it's like, I mean, you're not wrong. Well, the thing is, like, we would have, like, troops in Ukraine already, like you said. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, so anyways, that's the whole Gaza stuff. Again, we don't really know how this is going to go. It's a very ballsy move by Trump. I'll give him that. That's ballsy to do that. I mean, he basically told Israel to F themselves. That's the funny thing about this. This is not what Israel wanted. They just wanted to turn it into a parking lot. And Trump's like, you know what? Hey, Saudi Arabia, you guys got a lot of money. You guys care about these people so much. You deal with them. You deal with them right now. So we shall see. We shall see. All right. What if Gaza was turned into an American territory and turned into another Las Vegas?
Late American politics.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, what's up, E?
Thank you.
More?
Mike.
Yeah, we're talking about Gaza.
Yeah.
Gaza. Never heard of it.
But anyways, yes, I think if you want to run for Congress, you should have the same. It should be the same requirements as president, except for the age.
Yeah.
So.
I did not.
That'll get rid of people like Ilhan Omar or.
Didn't she marry her brother or something like that?
Yeah.
Is that confirmed or is that just?
That's totally a right-wing conspiracy theory.
Unironically, they need to have what's it called? They need to have the FBI investigate that, because if that's true, and she violated like immigration, that's got to be like a violation of immigration law, right?
Sure.
I mean, honestly, she
surely marrying your biological brother to get immigration status, that's got to be some sort of fraud, right? Please,
yeah,
surely.
And if it is, she needs to go back. She needs to go. But she has to go back.
You don't like marrying biological siblings?
I don't. I can't say I do. I'm actually I'm a little Islamophobic, but I just it's not really. I don't know. Not
There's
too fond
too much
of it.
bigotry in this world, and Ye is part of it. Ye is the part of the bigotry of this world.
All right.
Yeah.
Object Clays Cater for 2. The original plan back in the day was a Mediterranean Singapore. Whatever you want to call it, Singapore, Dubai, whatever. Just put it there and be done with it.
Yeah.
All right, but so
and like this. By the way, just saying, this is not speculation. Trump was like, let's make it like the Middle East Riviera, which is the exact same thing we're saying when we call it Dubai or Singapore or whatever.
Yeah. All right, so I think it's kind of for the Gaza stuff. I mean, we don't know how this is gonna go, but watch like right when the stream ends, like the Saudi Arabia is like, we have just announced to President Trump that we are going to be investing $500 billion into Gaza.
Well, honestly, even if the Muslim leaders aren't in favor of this, there's like, what are you wanting to do exactly?
Well, that's what John brought up in his rant. He's like, well, what are you going to do? What
there really is no solution to this conflict outside of unless you're trying to force Israelis to leave, which isn't going to happen.
Yeah.
This is, I'm sorry, a two-state solution is not possible as long as the current rhetoric on the ground in Gaza is that Hamas is a force, maybe not for good, but a force for getting things done, which is why they are democratically elected, and in all the polling that they're able to take down there is still relatively popular.
Yeah. Hold on, we shall. Okay. So, let's see here. Dust Carter for 2. Where else should the U.S. consider expanding into? I don't really know.
There really isn't. I'm sorry, the Canada thing, I assume
That
was
was
just
a meme.
I assume it was just a joke. It was a threat.
I think Trump is somewhat serious about it, but he probably knows that it's not realistic.
Probably.
No,
I would
yeah.
hope.
Greenland's a short-term goal.
Greenland,
Canada,
yes. Greenland
Canada,
should
I would
happen.
now Canada, I would imagine, is a long-term goal. It's just probably not feasible anytime soon.
It's way more important, instead of the U.S. taking over more territory, that the U.S. flip more allies. So we have a lot of people that are kind of like, semi-Marxist, liberation theology kind of people in charge in South America, and some bad actors in Central America, and a cartel-elected president of Mexico. We need to flip all these countries into being pro-American, and if we can get, why are we used all this foreign aid money to elect left-wing governments all across the entire planet. If we were going to keep doing something as sinister and evil as that, why wouldn't we use it to make everybody in the Western Hemisphere or in North and South America pro-American countries? Why would we not do that? I don't get it.
So, we have breaking news. Israel is withdrawn from the UN Human Rights Council.
Isn't that literally run by the Saudis?
I think so.
Or am I thinking of something else?
Honestly, that kind of makes sense because they're the whole
also, Argentina is withdrawn from the World Health Organization.
Oh yeah, that was stepholders.
Nice.
Yeah, so we have one ally in South America.
Yeah, that's Malay, isn't it?
Yeah, Malay.
Yeah, we have Malay in South America. We have Bukele in Central America. We need to make more people like that.
Yeah, we're slowly getting there.
We used to have
Brazil, and then they
yeah, we all know what happened.
Words. I'm not allowed to speak on this.
All right. So, anyways,
Israel withdrawing from the Human Rights Council. I mean, let's be real.
I didn't even know they were a part of it, honestly.
I mean, let's be real here. Human rights was not really their specialty.
No, because they were always the members on the Human Rights Board were some of the biggest violators of the last century.
Saudi Arabia,
honestly, Israel included, but
I'm not even going to sit here and tell you that Israel is not also part of that cycle of human rights violations. But I'm sorry, it is not a human rights organ. It's not at all. Yeah. The amount of that they allow to happen, the amount of human rights violators they have on the board making decisions about what does and does not constitute it. I'm sorry, it was never a good idea.
Yeah, I believe it's Iran and Saudi Arabia.
I'm sorry, the Saudis were in charge of it for a little bit, if I remember correctly.
They were, I think.
Afghanistan
was involved with it too.
Afghanistan was also involved, yes.
Yeah,
Taliban Afghanistan, or
I think.
No, it was when they took it back. This is when they took it back after we withdrawn, I think.
That's oh my god.
Oh, I love it. But those human rights councils, again, it's like every organization. It sounds good on paper, but you realize, oh wait, it's a Saudis running it. All right, Dusty Carter for 2. Greenland needs to be under Danish or American rule. I agree. Make it American. Just take it.
I was just say the Chinese are also on the council, if you believe it.
Oh wow, China. Don't ask about a specific group in China.
Saudi Arabia. Hey, the good news is, guys, they did not put North Korea on the council.
Damn, not yet.
Yeah, Iraq is on there though.
I knew it. I freaking said Iraq.
Iraq, Kazakhstan, Afghanistan right now. A whole bunch of African countries with a fucking slew of human rights violations.
Oh my gosh, this is beautiful.
Let's see. Cuba is on the Human Rights Council.
Are you serious?
Oh yeah, I think I knew that.
So you're telling me these countries are the Human Rights Council? Oh my gosh. No wonder we withdraw. What's the point?
Also, we're still labeled as being on there as of today. So I don't know if we haven't pulled out yet or if they haven't updated. Oh, the fucking UAE is on there. That's nice.
They're not as bad as
yeah, they're like the
it's
one.
Not as bad.
Yeah, but somewhat
really progressive.
The fucking Qatar is on there.
Qatar?
Yeah, Qatar.
So Qatar, Saudi. Oh my gosh.
Qatar, Saudi Arabia,
yeah,
Iraq,
Qatar, the little thunder of the H word. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Andrew Jones for 2. U.S. should expand to the Pacific. That might be the only way to take over some small countries in the Pacific.
I'll take over Palau or Nauru or some of that Marshall Islands.
Yeah, maybe not Philippines, but
yeah, we shouldn't take over Japan, but we should definitely increase relations.
No, we should really just put our military right there.
Yeah, we really should be more aligned with them than we are now.
Yeah, so I think
they're already our biggest ally in Asia, anyways.
Well, unironically, I consider Japan to be our greatest ally.
Probably.
all caps,
Yeah,
our greatest
Don't
ally.
freaking yeah.
Literally-
Canada's worthless. They don't do anything.
If
for
if
us.
there if there are any more defense restrictions on Japan, just get rid of them. Let them build up their
just let it
navy,
build up.
army, air
We
force.
need to counteract China.
I say, I'm sorry, there is zero reason for them to still fucking Germany has their own standing army now. I think we can allow the Japanese to create a military.
I know
That's kind of ridiculous.
I mean, we need to counteract to China. It's like we got what South Korea and Japan, and that's it. They definitely need to beef up. So,
I mean, and then Australia is so influenced by the Chinese at this point. There's no point in even
Australia's
considering
worthless.
them.
New Zealand's a meme. I mean,
India doesn't like China, but that doesn't mean they're going to be on our side.
well, Trump. They like Trump though. That's a thing.
They like Trump and Trump only.
Yeah,
And
just
once
they love
he's
Trump.
gone, well, I mean, I'm just saying, JD Vance may have it in with them. I'm just saying.
Oh yeah, I wonder. Oh yeah, specific reason.
I think JD Vance may be able to keep up relations with India, if for no other reason than anyways.
Yeah, funny. K Cub for 2. Is that a Human Rights Council or Legion of Doom? Yes.
Yes.
Yes. All right. I think Japan's military restrictions are self-imposed. I know we still got treaties on them. I think. Don't we?
Yeah, I don't know the specifics. My call is just if there are any international restrictions on Japan, they should all be lifted.
So,
And,
okay, it's their current constitution bans it.
Get rid of it.
It
get rid of it.
Article 9 of the Constitution of Japan bans war as a means of settling international disputes. It also outlaws the maintenance of a military. I think this is one of those things where I think America has actually gotten rid of all of its regulations against them having a military, but Japan just hasn't changed its constitution to allow it yet.
Just we need someone to counteract China, so we got Japan.
I think there's like some sort of like growing far right party in Japan now that might be able to change the constitution. I don't know.
I'm trying to think.
Guess support right wing radicals in Japan, guys.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Like our closest allies now. It's screw Canada. I don't care what people say. Canada's screwed us over for years, so they're not our allies.
All right,
They're
preview
allies,
for a
but-
future post coming up. So there is published data on on DRA for about pretty much all of Texas except for a few counties.
W.
Laredo, Texas. The city of Laredo shifted 25 points to the right.
Oh wow.
Wonderful.
Yeah. So okay, like our closest allies now is like this might be the most. Oh my gosh, our allies are like South Korea, Japan, El Salvador, Argentina, and Israel.
Yeah.
That's our coalition.
The problem is you really can't. Okay. Usually international relations were not this partisan, right? If you go back even 15 years, even if a party, even if like a left-wing party was in charge of a country, they would still be relatively decent allies as long as they weren't like a culture of leftism, like a culture of being anti-American like the Chinese. So even if the left wing controlled a country in South America, that country would still have good relations with America. Not so much anymore. Because that's the whole point. A lot of leftism in the modern global sphere is just anti-Americanism. That is part of their global identity as being a leftist, is being against America. So once they take power, they're no longer pro-America, at least not until we get someone more right-wing in charge of that country.
All right. Let's see. Luke for 5. India's anti-China, but its allies with Russia and is trying to move to a better relations with China. Also, Japan's basically U.S. puppets since World War II. Well, yeah, Japan's out. We basically want Japan, but Andrew Jones for 2 for Pacific expansion, lots of islands and atolls. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, because China's trying to pull shit in the Pacific, so might as well get some islands back. American Nerd for 10. I saw an alternate history video once on if the Philippines became a U.S. state before World War II, and it says that it would make Catholicism a larger religion in the U.S. and Philippines, and Filipinos a large minority. Anari for 5. So, lack of Japanese army due to lingering guilt in Japan over World War II. In spite of watering down their teaching of said history, reasons. There's reasons they don't got a military.
Reasons.
Two main ones, I would say. Two specific reasons. Anyways, let's see.
Trump won Laredo. Okay.
Just a heads up, by the way, I believe there is a mass hacking going on election Twitter.
Okay.
Oh, good.
So like,
Yeah,
don't
as in
click
like,
links.
as in basically a bunch of Indians are.
yeah. So don't click
Yeah.
links, basically.
If
I don't
if
even
your
know if I don't
mutual
even know if
sends
it's
you a
link.
weird DM over Twitter or Discord, don't click it. And
Yeah.
don't click suspicious emails. Like that's like every single person I've seen like 5 people get their accounts flipped by some like third worlder because they clicked on a stupid link. Stop it. Stop it.
Yeah, don't
I'm
click.
not even sure if they're clicking links. They probably just have the data right then and there.
Anyways,
Fucking hope not.
well then I'll change everything then. Anyways, let's see. The deep state took over Japan after assassinating Abe. Unfortunately, they had such a coup. The nationalist coalition have begun increasing immigration. Well, yeah, that's part of it. But all right, so I think it's time we talk about the bombshell that dropped today. So have you guys hear? Everyone probably knows about USAID now at this point, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think. Listen, I don't think any of us heard what it was till like 2 weeks ago. But this is kind of the big story in America now. But what came out today just. There are no words to describe what has been unveiled. So for those that live under a rock and don't know what's going on, USAID's a scam. Basically, they took our money and well.
Wow. I didn't know about it. You're telling me now for
Yeah.
the first time.
And people began to dig more into it. And they realized something. We were giving Politico millions of dollars each year.
Oh, good.
Politico. You know, the same outlet that was the first to say the Hunter Biden laptop is fake. The very first one. And people looked into it. And I gotta actually pull up the exact tweet. Because it is insane how much money we're giving these people. Where is it at? Where is it at? Yeah, so someone found that for 37 subscriptions for their shitty Political Pro, take a guess how much we gave them. Just take a guess. For 37...
like billion?
The 37 subscriptions. That's it. Usually this costs like a couple $100. Couple hundred.
Wasn't it like several $100,000 or like $1 million?
500,000.
Oh wow.
Oh Jesus.
500,000 for 37 subscriptions for the Department of Health and Human Services. Why the hell does the HHS need that? Why?
State-owned media, I guess. I don't know.
But yeah, and people began to look in more. The AP is even worse. The Associated Press has way more. Let me pull this up. Yeah. The Associated Press, we gave them, let's see. Yeah, we are giving them like $2 to $3 million every single year. The AP. Does this really look like a free press in media?
Well, I know a lot of people that have worked with the Republican Party for a long time. They felt deeply insulted when the rhetoric came out now of us calling the Republican Party controlled opposition for such a long time. But I want to bring up one specific example from USAID. Senator Joni Ernst brought up the fact that she tried to learn more about USAID's expenditures, and it turns out that they had like they had blackballed her. I think they were like giving her like threats, like very serious threats to prevent her from continuing to explore, jail. Look into it.
They were threatening to throw.
So understand.
Oh, sorry.
So understand, for decades, the Republicans that we elect have been staring at this giant black box that they know is taking our money and funding the people that makes them lose elections. And they stared at it and they're like, oh yeah, that's the thing that makes us lose elections. I guess, we can't do anything about it. They said a lot of scary stuff to us. We can't look into it. So when you get insulted or offended by like us saying Republicans have been controlled opposition, understand that was the dynamic. Joni Ernst looked at the black box and she like, well, I got a bunch of scary threats and I was being subpoenaed. I can't continue looking into this. Every single senator and congressman we've been sending did the exact same thing for 30, 40, however many decades this shit has been going on.
I mean, it's just like, we're not talking about like a dollar. We're talking about millions, if not billions, going to these companies.
No.
And people begin to do the math, and it's like, wait a minute. Politico, the first day USAID was shut down, they couldn't reach payroll. They ran out of money. And then 2 days later, people realized, oh, wait a minute. Like, over half their revenue comes from governments. Excuse me? And like, look at this here. This is for one contract. We gave them $1 million for, I don't know which department did this. $1 million here. There's another here for $622,000 for subscriptions. And now people are defending this. People are saying, we need to spend money for these subscriptions. It makes perfect sense. Question, should a subscription cost $20,000 per person?
It'd be really funny.
That's what they're saying. They're saying it's normal. $20,000 per person per year. Object Clay's candidate for 5. In my opinion, the League of Nations is more base than the current UN. That's not saying much. I believe it will collapse in our lifetime, the EU too. The League of Nations was worthless. It was utterly worthless. American Art for 5. Oh, sorry.
I like how Trump's comment on it was basically, the United Nations could be a wonderful thing, could be a beautiful thing. It's pretty worthless though. It's pretty bad.
Real.
But, could be great. Could be great if it was like me.
American Art for
No,
5. Apparently, USAID is an independent agency of the U.S. government, which makes no sense. As foreign aid should be under State Department's jurisdiction. Yeah, that's what I thought. It's like
They moved it. They moved it under Rubio. Now.
Yeah, they moved it back where it should be. But at this point, it's like you gotta get rid of the system. You gotta get rid of it. I mean, how much money have they given away just through this one department? That's a real question.
Well, and I understand why people the right wingers in the UK are staunchly anti-American and they like hate Americans. You kind of understand why now. It's because they probably know we've been funding the BBC. They probably know that we've been funding Labour Party organizations. They probably know that we have been funding left-wing opposition groups to every single group of right-wingers across Europe, Africa, South America. Like, we've been fucking with the whole world. Or not us, but the people that the Democrats elected have been using this money to screw over not just us, but the whole world. That's something that should open your eyes.
Yeah, I mean, people now it makes sense. It's like that's where the money's going. It's not even going to people. It's not even going to countries. It's just going to these certain organizations for their parties, so they can win elections.
Yeah.
That's what happened. And now they basically bought the media. That's what they did with Political, the AP. I wouldn't be surprised if it's like the New York Times. Also, I wouldn't be surprised with that either. It's just unbelievable. And the worst part about this, what's going to happen when they audit the Department of Defense? What's going to happen when they audit that? Same thing with the IRS. Same thing with Medicare. They just announced they're auditing the Medicare and Social Security right now.
I love this conversation. It was like Elon Musk put up a poll, and the poll was, do you want Doge to audit the IRS? And the answers were yes, F yes. And it was like 90% of everyone was like, yes, audit the IRS. And then he quote tweeted it, Vox Populi, Vox, like he's saying Latin, and he's like, the will of the people. And then Ted Cruz quote tweeted it, he's like, no, abolish the IRS.
That's real. But it's like, can you imagine, like, apparently in a couple days, there'll be like a big bombshell. I think it's either Social Security or Medicare that they're going to release how much money we wasted on that. Money that could have went to actual people. But, I mean, the crazy part is they barely investigated this. This is what we know about right now. It's been, 2 weeks? And they found, like, $50 billion. Every single year. Every single year. We give these organizations this crap. K-Cup for 5. The crazy thing is, I heard Senator Kennedy said the main thing the Dems are complaining about is Musk in the process. They're losing their minds. Well, they know they're in trouble. Well, Democrats, their entire operation is built off of USAID. That's what we're learning now.
Yep. Yes.
Which, by the way, shout out to Data Republican. She's the one that exposed this.
Yes. Yeah.
She's the one that opened the Pandora's box.
Yeah, and her if you didn't like her website before, she had someone go in and make it look cleaner. So if you go to Data Republican on Twitter, her website looks a lot cleaner now. But like the whole thing that I would say, it's just like we should be partying in the streets right now because this cripples future electoral prospects for Democrats for a very long time. They're claiming it's illegal. They're trying to draw up like articles of impeachment for Trump right now because of all of this. But they can't do anything. It's not going to go through. They can do literally jack squat about anything that's going on right now. They're crying, pissing their pants, and we're just having like these like conversations, these more and more radical conversations. Like, yeah, abolish the IRS. Yeah, abolish the
Well,
Fed.
it's like-
Yeah, abolish.
Like, honestly, what are Democrats even doing here? Like, I mean, it's just like, they're banking all their political capital on the USAID. Really?
Yes.
Are people gonna really vote for this down the line?
No, but if they don't convince them to, they lose all their money, and they know that's more important.
Well, that's their entire
the mon-
operation. That's all their money.
the money is how they tell people how to vote. And right now they don't have the money to tell people how to vote, so they're scared and they want the money back, so they're begging their constituents to get them the money back by voting them in midterms.
Well,
it's really funny.
And the thing is, it's like, but people are looking at this and saying, like, what the hell are you guys complaining about? I thought you guys were for government reform. Wait a minute.
No.
Wait a minute. Why are you against abolishing USAID if they're not giving the money to actual foreign aid?
Breaking news. Guatemala's president strikes a deal with Secretary of State Marco Rubio to accept migrants from other countries deported from the United States.
There's another Central American ally right there. Guatemala.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Send that.
As of 10 minutes ago.
Based.
So we're just basically just, oh my gosh. This comes from breaking, yep, wow. Go to the AP. Freaking Marco Rubio.
Would you believe it? Marco Rubio is actually quite effective.
Well, again, it's because he knows what he's doing.
It's also because, believe it or it's going to sound stupid, but it's true. It's also because he actually speaks Spanish.
Yeah,
I think
I agree
he
with
gets
that.
through these people. That sounds dumb to say, but that's
No,
just
you're
how it
right.
works down there.
Yeah, honestly,
I
that
wanna-
probably might actually be a good idea. Let's just make all of our Secretary of States from now on Hispanic.
Yeah.
I want to really, I want to say this really important thing, because a lot of people I've seen complaining about, whoa, they're not detaining enough people with ICE, they're not making
Which I have
enough
some
arrests,
issues
they're not
with,
doing
but
X,
go
Y,
on.
Z. There's issues with resources, there's issues with funding, which we should continue pushing Senate to get like more funding through. But and I think they'll be getting funding through the continued resolution. But the whole thing that you guys need to understand is that these deals Marco Rubio is striking with these presidents, they're going to increase our capacity to hold these people and deport them. Because if we can deport them, we're holding less people. If we're holding less people, we can detain more people. So if you want the ICE arrest number to go up, you want Rubio to do exactly what he's doing.
Yep. All right. We got
Rubio for vice president, by the way. Rubio for VP.
I'll give that in a second. American Nerd for 5 rap. I thought the DOD was already audited a few months ago and they failed it big time. Well, they fail all the time, but it's like we need a real audit. Not this bullshit where it's like, yeah, they can't account for $15 trillion, but we're not gonna do anything about it. No, an actual freaking audit. Ben Cynics for 5. The corruption is so apparent you don't even need a dig to find it. We desperately need Trump to succeed. What's the thing? It's like they barely looked at anything. All they did was just go on Google and just type this in. It's like, oh, how much money are we giving to Gaza for condoms? Oh, wait, we're giving them how much money?
Yeah, it was in Gaza, which is some weird place in Mozambique, which is a Southeast African country.
No,
both?
No, John,
We were giving
they
it to
found a
both?
separate one. They found 80 million to the one in Mozambique and 50 million to Gaza and Palestine.
Oh my gosh. I didn't know that.
Yeah, that Republican, they found both of them. And apparently they try to hide it. She's like, wait, they purposely did not have like they purposely like changed the name of it to make it seem like it's not actually that Gaza. Anyways. But yeah, so it just, should Rubio be VP in 28? I know it's very early, but
I mean,
if we do 4 years of this, MAGA Marco is my best friend.
Again, like it's very early to make that, but
Vance is going to want, I don't know if he's going to want one, but he probably should want a VP that's going to complement him with especially Hispanic voters, but just non-white voters in general. I think he's got that covered.
And Rubio's clearly knows what he's doing. He knows exactly what he's doing. I mean, part of it is probably because of Trump and these leaders don't want to deal with Trump, but it's still Rubio is making just everything he touches turns to gold.
Well, you have to remember, like, Rubio was one of our considerations for VP this past time, and now not only is he still one, but he's gaining political capital and approval every single day he does this stuff. So he might be one of the best VP candidates ever.
Imagine saying that 10 years ago.
Oh no.
Well, Marco Rubio, he had a brain. He's like, wait a minute. I gotta be MAGA. I can't be freaking whatever, like the Mitt Romney 2.0. I gotta actually be a conservative. And now...
And people
Go on.
People were like, I saw there's one person that commented on my video that was like, wow, you realized people can change their opinions over time. But listen, like, there's so many people in DC that have spent 30, 40, 50 years not changing how they feel, not changing their opinions on basic things. So the fact that somebody in that system actually woke up and realized, wait a second, the whole world is exploiting America. Like, that is an amazing thing. And so, yeah, I am going to applaud Marco Rubio for changing his mind, for being different. Absolutely.
Object Classificator for 5. Watch as right-leaning parties around the world start winning after he closed the USAID, especially Europe. Yeah, watch. If we're gonna watch the German election, the right party wins. AfD wins, I should say.
AfD's probably getting banned. Let's be real.
They're gonna try, but it might be too late for that. Rubio's Trump's oh gosh. Thanks to Super Chat.
Words.
Oh my gosh. Rubio was part of the Tea Party movement. Well, the thing with Rubio is, to me, his 2016 campaign just seemed fake. You know, it's like, it didn't seem like he actually believed what he was saying, but...
He went from Gain of 8 to MAGA.
Yeah. But that was the Republican Party back then, and that was Florida, you know. But... from Data Republicans, NGOs are buying off Paul Ryan. Yeah, the NGOs need to be banned. But, yeah, they're buying off everybody. So, fun. But, you know, just the more we look at this, is there a single, like, person in Congress not affiliated with any NGOs?
Oh, Jesus, no.
Hey, we have breaking news from Ohio.
Oh, what?
Robert Sprague has dropped out of the governor race and has endorsed Vivek Ramaswamy.
Ramaswamy's got that race. It's over.
Yeah, and I mean, did you see the polling from that?
Yeah, Trump
yeah,
endorsed it.
Yeah, it's oh
It's
yeah. Even without the Trump endorsement, it's not even competitive.
Yeah, it's over.
So yeah, it's not going to be a divided primary. It's Vivek's. He's got it. So yeah, like it or not, just accept it. He's going to be the next governor of Ohio.
Bill Kristol's still mad that he's not getting good money from USAID. Well, I think yesterday, John, you said that one tweet. It's like, oh wait, yeah, that a Republican found the fact. Oh yeah, he's getting like a couple $1 million from USAID.
Yeah, that was so funny because he was like crapping all over Donald Trump. Data Republican like posted pictures of the graphs showing how the money gets to Bill Kristol. He's like the president of like Defending Democracy or some shit, like the most like fake title in the fucking world, and he's just getting and he's getting millions of dollars from the federal government, and then she's like, "You're exposed," and then like some random person's like, "Wait a second, why is Bill Kristol being paid millions of dollars to defend democracy by my taxpayer dollars?" And then Elon Musk quote tweets all of it, and he's like, "Not anymore."
I mean, like again, like the charts are confusing, but basically, let me pull one up as an example. Basically, the whole point is the more confusing they are, the more corrupt it is. Basically, what it is, it's just they're moving money everywhere, and they pocket it after a while. But they move it around so much, you don't really know where's it going. You don't really know what's actually getting pocketed by Hillary Clinton or Nancy Pelosi or Mitch McConnell. So,
like, imagine like, so there is like a fundraiser to help some child in need in the village next to your village. And you set up like a line of 100 men, and you're like to tell 100 men, we must deliver this $100 to this child in the other village. And imagine like every single like guy that you give it to, like each person takes $1,
Yeah.
$1, $1, $1, $1, $1. And then the kid gets like fucking like he gets like 50 cents at the end because somebody stole all of the money on the way to being delivered.
It's like in Africa, like it's like a bunch of people in Africa. You guys see this? It's like they're a bunch of people in Africa. They're talking about, oh yeah, this USAID stuff. We know about this for a while. It's like the money it comes here, but it doesn't go to the people. It's like, where does the money go? Where does
probably
it go?
to our government, you know.
Not even the government. It just go to organizations. It's not NGOs across the world. And again, this is like the fifth branch of government. We're up to 5 now. We have the what is it? What's the fourth one again? What is it? The administrative states?
Those are the organizations.
They put on those TV ads with the crying African children. They got the Sarah McLachlan song in the background.
Yeah.
They're asking for your money, and they don't do shit with it.
Exactly. It's just like, again, these charities, like, they're, again, not every charity's like that. I should be clear about that. That's one thing people understand. Not every organization's like that, but, I mean, just,
like, pretty much, I would say pretty much every Help the Starving African Child organization
those old scams.
is basically just a grift.
Yeah. They're all scams. All right.
And like the thing I would tell everyone just to like punctuate it is like all this information has been publicly available, but as you can see by the charts, as you can see by how hard it is to get to the bottom of all of this, they decided, well, if we want to steal everyone's money, but it has to be public info, we will make it as confusing as possible so that nobody can figure out what we're doing, and we'll just give money to like dozens of different people while we slush it around and do stuff with it. So yeah, it's confusing. It's confusing on purpose. It's confusing on purpose. Yeah.
Speaking of which, y'all know that Live Aid concert from like 1986 or something. All that money was supposed to go to Ethiopia to help basically a bunch of starving people from a famine, and it all went to the government.
Yeah.
And
just, every time.
So basically, cocaine and all of those acts performed for nothing.
Okay, Rob Bookbinder for 5. Does the uncovered USAID funding to Politico and probably others mean Operation Mockingbird never ended? Yeah. Probably never did. American Nerd for 5. Rap. Speaking of governor race for 2026, did you see Eli Crane endorse Andy Biggs for governor? Biggs will win the primary. He's got it. I don't care what Trump does.
I mean, Crane and Biggs are basically the exact same on the issue, so it's not.
I know, but I think Biggs is gonna win. He's getting enough people to back him. So.
I mean, maybe. I think we need to. I'm not gonna be too confident yet. I want to see what Trump does. I want to see what Robeson does before I actually make a prediction.
Yeah. So I mean, like, I'm just reading through this in chat. Again, it's very confusing, but like John is saying, that's a point. They're making it as confusing as possible, so you have no clue what the hell is going on. But it's the best way to look at it is it starts here, the Consortium for Elections, whatever that is. Then it goes to National Democratic Institute, then Global Communities. What the hell are these names? Save the Children, Inc., World Vision, Inc. Then it goes to Community Foundation in New Jersey, then FJC, then the New York Times Neediest Case Funds. Do you see how this works? That's all they freaking do.
What else is there like? Amnesty International or something? Human Rights Watch?
Schwab, the charitable fund?
Oh, no.
Oh, my gosh. This is how they get around it. It's so confusing, but that's the point. And again, that's how they legally get around it. So,
aren't most of these charities based in, like, Geneva or something?
Probably. Tony Vatila stand for 2. We were millimeters from not knowing any of this. Well, like John said, it was technically public, but you needed someone like Musk to get in there and figure this out. Well, it was down to Republican that figured out, but...
Well, right, it's one of those funny things where it's like, you actually saw Musk kind of allude to this. He said, like, one of the reasons that he got radicalized 2 years ago was because he started learning about this stuff's existence. And so this whole Doge thing, it wasn't just like, a funny idea that he had. It was like he knew that this crap was happening with the NGOs and USAID. And he was like, well, I bet I could find a bunch of waste in government if someone just gave me access. And that's what Trump has given him. It's just he just has the access to see all of it.
Yeah, here's even more. There's another line. Again, this is just one chart. This is just one freaking organization it starts with. That gets taxpayer dollars. It goes to National Democratic Institute for whatever. Then Internews Network gets money. Then New American Foundation. Then Tide Center. And then Communities Foundation of Texas Incorporated. And then it goes to Tides. What the hell? And then PayPal? What?
PayPal? Money's going to PayPal. What the fuck?
It says PayPal Charitable Giving Fund. That's what it says. Does people love corruption? It's just insane. It always ends up people pocket a shitload of money out of this. I mean, I'll pull up another one. Let me just find it. There's another bad one, I think. I gotta find it. Where is it?
Well, the thing that kills me is the circular ones, where like the money goes back into the original organization that was dispensing the money. That kills me.
Yeah, I gotta find one of those. Let's see. Oh, I found one. I think I did. Let's see. Yep. Here's one of them. I mean, if people want to see what he's talking about, look at this. Oh my gosh. I mean, this is just beautiful. Yeah, right here. They gave themselves $49 million. Oh, this is beautiful. Again, this one was a little bit more ugly, but it's all the same. It's the same thing. That's all they do. They get money from taxpayers, and they slush it around, and half of it, well, probably 90% of it disappears. Let's be honest. Not half. 90. 95. 99.
Where'd it go?
Yeah, so every black line is some shady guy bussing around your money, and every circle or every square on these graphs is someone that takes a small chunk of your money. So the more circles you see, the more random people are taking your money. The more black lines, the more they're slushing around your money.
Interesting. National Endowment for Democracy gave money to Freedom House. They gave money to Pact Inc. They gave money to... What the hell? The Global Community? What the hell are we doing here? This is like Republican organizations. So it's both parties, by the way. I should make that clear. It's both parties doing this, not just Democrats.
It's both parties, but Republicans, when you look at the data, get way less money.
It's usually like the Bill Kristol types. That's usually the ones that get it.
The quote-unquote
Bill Kristol's not even a Republican anymore. He's a Democrat.
It's always a Bill Kristol, like, what's his name? The guy that, the guy that made the conservative case for, transgender stuff. What's his name again?
Joe Walsh?
Yeah, I think so, like Joe Walsh or someone else.
Or Caitlyn Jenner.
They're not only just paying for left-wing people to get elected, they're paying for black activists, gay activists, all the LGBT activists. They're also paying for the controlled opposition. They're paying for the weak Republicans that always argue things and force people to try and moderate their positions. They literally have been controlled opposition and left-wing groups. Those are the people mostly getting money from this.
Right.
It's oof.
K-Cup for 5. This literally looks like the chart that Charlie makes in the mailroom and It's Always Sunny in Philly. Imagine that scene with Elon. Well, that's basically what this is. You're not wrong. It's like, oh, wait a minute. We're giving money to 1,500 different organizations, and then they're giving money back to themselves. I still can't get over those ones where they're giving money back to themselves.
Fucking Obama giving Obama a medal.
That's what it is.
Real.
And you're telling me that no one in the federal government noticed this? That's the thing that irks me most.
I mean, because they supported it.
Well, yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
But,
the easiest way that I've seen this conversation being condensed is talking it in terms of universal basic income. And I expect most of the audience to know what UBI is, but UBI is this idea. It's like one of the most socialist ideas, which is basically you don't just.
It's what Andrew Yang proposed.
You don't just need free food. You don't just need free housing. You need free basic money to do whatever you want with. Every citizen in the United States gets universal basic income. The problem is that no one would ever be able to do that. It's made fun of in Smiling Friends. You know that show Smiling Friends?
Yeah, I love
they
that
literally
show.
make fun. They literally make fun of this idea because the second it happens, the economy crashes, and that's exactly what would happen in real life. So instead of giving everybody universal basic income, Democrats found a convoluted way to give themselves and all their activists and all of their congressional races money through the taxpayer. They've been giving themselves universal basic income, and that's why they're so upset.
All right, so, and also, that Republican, when she went after Bill Kristol, she made a graph that really, again, this is just for Bill Kristol, okay? One person of all this crap, he got 17, or not him specifically, but his organizations and stuff in this one chart received $17 billion in taxpayer money. I mean, and it's all the same crap. It starts with National Endowment for Democracy, then Scholars at Risk, then University of Pittsburgh, then the Battelle Memorial Institute, then Community Foundation of New Jersey, then the Global Giving Foundation, the Network for Good, and take us where it ends up. Take us the name of the organization that ends up. All this money.
Democracy.
The Institute for the Study of War.
Oh, so
you can't make this up.
So all of that money goes to dropping bombs on a bunch of brown kids.
Guys, this is what we're talking about. This is how corrupt it is. And my question is, what the hell does Scholars? What the hell does Scholars at Risk have to do with bombing kids?
So all this fucking money that Bill Kristol's getting is just to bomb brown kids. That's literally what it is.
Yes.
He's the czar of bombing brown kids.
Oh
he's
the
bombing
He's
brown
in
kids
charge
czar.
of it.
It just gets worse. The Internews Network gives money to New America Foundation, Communities Foundation of Texas. Why is the way Texas involved?
I don't know, because neocons.
Schwab Charitable Fund gives money to the Institute for the Study of War. What's up with these charities giving funds to freaking organizations that want to blow up people?
Does Adam Kinzinger have any involvement in that?
Oh,
Yeah,
probably.
I'm
assuming.
Liz Cheney, Dick Cheney, probably too.
Oh, this is beautiful.
You know, this is why they endorse Kamala Harris, by the way, because Kamala Harris would have let this all happen.
Yeah.
So yeah, the moral Puritans, the holier than thou of the left and right wing that comprise the Uniparty, the holier than thou people give money to make condoms and explosives and bombing brown children, and meanwhile they get to take some of it so that they can afford a mansion in New York or LA or wherever.
It just keeps going.
Once again, all this shit was basically an inch from not being unearthed.
Yeah. And this is
an inch.
Yeah, this is actually Mitch McConnell's. I think I showed this one. Yeah, I did.
Wait, McConnell, what?
Yeah, McConnell has his own.
Wow, I'm not surprised.
Let's see. Already seen that one, I think.
You know, I guarantee Mitch McConnell privately voted for Kamala Harris.
Oh, he did. Oh, I did not show the Mitch McConnell one. I did not show the Mitch McConnell one, actually. It's similar to others. But okay. It starts with the Consortium for Elections, whatever that is, National Democratic Institute for whatever, Internews Network, then it goes to New America Foundation, the Tide Center, to the Minneapolis Foundation, then the John F. Kennedy for the Center, the John F. Kennedy Center for the Performing.
Oh, the Kennedy Center. That's like a bit. They have the Kennedy Center honors. That's a big government thing that they do.
But then you have like freaking the Boston Foundation. What the hell? The National Endowment for Democracy, Freedom House, East West Management. I mean, it just what? And right here, the University of Pittsburgh gave a bunch of money to the University of Notre Dame de Lac. They gave it to the what the hell? This is Mitch McConnell's, by the way. Mitch McConnell's involved with these ones.
Oh gosh.
$6 billion. And you wonder why we're 36 trillion in debt.
Guys, and you know, this is really important. When your normie friends, when your normie coworkers, when your normie college peers, when they come up to you and they ask you why Democrats can never own the White House ever again, why you support Republicans, you just got to blow open the hole on this and you got to tell them it's like, listen, the next time Democrats are in charge of the White House, all this stuff goes back and it gets worse.
These sound like names generated by ChatGPT. Well, they're always generic names because there's 1,000 of them. There's 1,000 organizations called the something for kids or whatever in the charitable fund. That's what they do. So you can't find it.
The point is, number one, make it as confusing as possible so it's impossible to parse out and expose. Number two, make it as boring as possible so that you just really give up. You're like, fuck, man, I don't want to look through all of this. Please, just release me.
Medal of what's the highest civilian medal again?
Presidential Medal of Freedom.
Give her the Medal of Freedom. Give her the Medal of Freedom for this. Because this is ironically, I mean, this is actually like big, what she figured out.
The autistic deaf woman who uses a GLaDOS voice changer to talk to people has revealed the largest amount of government fraud and waste in
her
American
the
history.
Medal of Freedom. Give her.
Yeah, no, she's good. We're gonna have to award all these young men too. You know, there's a bunch of autistic young
22-year-old
engineers.
Yeah, freaking the guy
Yeah.
found that like 2,000-year-old scroll. It's like, yeah, I'm in charge of figuring out how much money we're wasting.
Yeah.
American Nerd for 5. The FCC has initiated an investigation to a source-funded radio station after broadcasting the real-time location of undercover ICE agents? Really? They know that stuff?
Okay.
How the hell do they know?
They're inside the government. I don't think you
Probably.
understand.
That's true. Cannon for 5. Does any USAID damage Democrats as solid blue states and boost Republican chances in states like California, Washington, Oregon, and Illinois? I think it kills Democrats permanently. Listen, I don't want to get cocky about this, but if we really kill our slush fund, it's over. They're dead as a party.
You know, you have all this stuff revolving children, and then you have the Democrats that they don't want to have children anymore because the climate or whatever.
Exactly. That's what
They kind of all link together.
Yeah. I mean, it's a
they all link together.
Squad. That's all it is.
Basically, to put it bluntly, Democrats hate children.
Well, they do, but they always say, "Oh, the charitable, the foundation for helping kids or whatever." It's always a scam.
Where does that go? All these, corrupt governments in Africa?
Not even, again, it's always NGOs. It's never the government, because then they would know about it. Then people would know about it.
The organizations as well,
Yeah, it's always organizations.
Probably what is there? Amnesty International?
Yeah, it's probably, who freaking knows. But, I mean, yeah, right here. The Fidelity Investments Charitable Gift Fund. Freaking PayPal again. What the hell are we doing here?
Why is PayPal getting money from the government? I don't
know. It's like, I don't freaking know.
I mean, I would say they're a private business, but I mean, government has also funded private businesses before, so,
Justice Innovation. What the hell? The trust.
I wonder if there's ties between some of this and like the George Floyd stuff from 2020.
Oh, listen, you know what I'm scared about? This is something I'm unironically kind of terrified about. What happens if they figure out that the USAID was involved with trying to get Trump killed?
True.
Oh, I mean, they probably also donated to BLM in 2020, so there's that.
I'm just saying, like, can you imagine it comes out that USAID and the CIA, or we don't know for sure, but like, let's just say the USAID, because they fund all this shit. If they approved money in operation to, find a schizophrenic to try to do that. That's what I'm worried about.
I gotta go. I have class, so I'll see you tomorrow.
All right. Dark PayPal Mafia. That's real. So do they end USAID yet? They gutted it. Mark Rubio said it's done. So. But, the question is, how much worse can it get? How much worse?
If only you knew how bad things really are.
Oh my gosh. The sad part is this is the beginning. This is scratching the surface. This is what we publicly know about. Can you imagine the blank checks that are behind the scenes they never reveal? Oh my gosh. Oh, this is gonna get ugly, I think. But we needed the bandage to be ripped open. I mean, like, the wound needs to be open. Because this is ridiculous. How much money? I mean, can you imagine how much money have we spent in the last 20 years on this crap? How much money? Trillions? We probably spent trillions of dollars on this crap every single year. Just unbelievable. But what do you guys think? Any last thoughts before we kind of end the stream?
Abolish. Never mind.
What? Go ahead.
No.
Never stop fighting. Never stop winning. If you lose, this shit gets 10 times worse. Rap just said, how much worse could it get? I don't want to find out. So get your asses up. Get ready for those fucking governor races and the midterms. Get your ass out and get Republicans, actual MAGA Republicans in office.
I don't want to get cocky or sound cocky at all, but I do think that if we really kill the slush fund for good, it is, especially with the Democrat Party having their new leadership being freaking Ken Martin and David Hogg, they might be actually screwed as a party. I mean,
it's great to say, and it's great to say they look weak, They look defenseless, but if you don't fight, nothing changes. You must fight.
Make 2026 and 2020 the final nail in the coffin for this party. If you just wipe them out in 26, 28, they're done. They're not going to recover from that. Because already, how much money are they in debt? Like 20 million already? And now their main source of money is gone? It's just gone forever? Yeah, they're going to be in trouble, I think. But again, don't get complacent, but listen. People got to tell everyone you know about this. Everyone's got to know how bad it really is, because I've talked to people that knew nothing about this and like, wait a minute, we're giving how much money? Wait, what? Who's giving this much money? Tell people
every morning you wake up, there is some small opportunity for you to help further destroy the Democrat Party. And this is the exact reason why it's not just necessary, it is a moral imperative. You have to do it. You have to do it. Every morning wake up. How do I destroy the Democrat Party today? That's the objective.
And tell them about like how Bernie Sanders is one of the biggest, gives the most money for Big Pharma. Tell them about
Elizabeth Warren.
Elizabeth Warren too. Tell people about them. So even the ones that people kind of like Bernie Sanders, expose them for being hacks. The ones that bent over for Hillary Clinton back in 2016. Geopolitics for 2. Could the Libertarian Party replace Dems? No, they're too incompetent. What I think's going to happen though is the modern Democrat Party's be dead. That doesn't mean they're going to be. That doesn't mean the party's going to be like it's going to be like permanently gone. It just means that unless they change, they're never going to win anything. They're never going to win jack shit again.
Yeah, they're going to lose. They're going to lose prominence on the federal end. They may stay in local elections, but on the federal end, they're going to die, and we're going to kill them. And once that happens, my estimation is the Republican Party will grow big enough that there'll start being a split in the Republican Party. That's basically what's going to happen.
It'd be like the more like moderate, like it'd be like the RFK types, the Tulsi Gabbard types versus the more like JD Vance types. That's what I think's going to happen.
No, okay, I wouldn't say I don't think it'll split like that, but I think if we ever do get a split in the Republican Party, it's going to be like your John Thunes versus your like JD Vance types more than anything else.
There'll be a dividing line, and we'll have to pick one side. But there's no point in trying to pick a side right now. We have to kill the Democrat Party first.
And I think that'll be net positive for America, because at that point, if you split the Republican Party in two, obviously like, the Thune types are not perfect, but they're obviously better than Dems. So, and by the way, John Thune's been amazing. I'll say that. Well, not perfect, but he's been pretty good. So.
Yeah, with the political opposition of this country needs to be people that A, don't hate the country, and B, don't waste your money. And that's why Democrats have to die.
Yeah, like the John Thune types, like they may not be the best, but at least you know they're not gonna be like, oh yeah, I hate America, it should die, we should blow it up. It's like they're not gonna do that. So, Samuel J for 2, great show. Thanks, Rap. Thanks so much for the super chats. But yeah, so again, don't get complacent. But man. This looks bad. This is so bad. I feel like Democrats would try to stage some scandal to sink Republican popularity. Well, they have no power now. That's a problem. They have no power. So what are they going to do? And do an insurrection themselves? Wow. Did you guys see they're trying to storm the USAID building?
They lost all their money. What do you want them to do?
But it's like, people are looking at this like they're burning their political capital on USAID. And they're doing a shit job explaining it. Like, they're trying to make it sound like, oh, this is for children. But people are just looking and saying, wait, we're giving $50 billion to Gaza for condoms? I don't think we need that. But anyways, folks, I think we're on the stream here. If you guys did enjoy, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, and of course, join the channel today. Object classificator for 2. After going after USAID, next Act Blue. I agree. I hope Attorney General Pammy Bondi, she goes after Act Blue. Because that if you kill USAID, that kills Democrats' money, but you still got the fundraising apparatus in Act Blue. It's a scam. And that's why it should be went after, but anyways.
Haven't they been caught like funneling money through?
Well, this is how it works. Where do you think they get the money from? The USAID is where they get the money from, and then they use Act Blue to actually transfer money around, and they basically steal people's identities, so they can't get caught. That's what they do. All right. If Democrats actually underperform in 2026, they'll just accuse Trump of being a dictator. Oh yeah, they will. All right. We'll see you guys next stream, video, or wherever you see us at.